Yo, yo, what's good, Joe? It's your boy M16.
And Wild Bill in the building.
You already know we back with another video. Know what I'm saying? New York, New York. You already know Bronx,
New
New
York
York.
all day.
The
Got the
captain.
Capo right here. He
You know what I mean?
behind us.
Derek Jeter.
We on our New York time right now.
That's right.
Official New York Bronx Bombers.
Word.
We here. Repping the city, repping the BX.
That's a fact, though.
Straight up.
Word.
But we about to move on. We ain't gonna just rep the Bronx, We gonna rep, as they say, black love, and we gonna see and we gonna talk about where this black love went wrong with Papoose and Remy. Everyday life, who was wrong, who was right. We have opinions, We want all the comments that's gonna come in, and we want the dudes and the females to get involved. And I do respond when I post stuff like this. I do respond. We want to see where it all went wrong at.
Yeah, where it all went wrong. You know what I'm saying, with Pat and Remy. You know what I'm saying? There was a great representation of black love. You know what I mean? We all looked up to their relationship. The way Pat held her down when she was locked up. You know what I'm saying? For 10 years, did a whole bid with her. You know
I don't think it was 10. I think it was more like 5 years or 4 years or something like that. Yeah, but it was still time.
But I think it was the sentence. She had a 10-year sentence, if I'm not mistaken. But I think she got sent home early for good time, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, you know what I mean? He held her down through that whole bid. Then she came home. They was living good. They was doing their thing together. And then next thing you know, she ended up cheating on Pat with some battle rap dude named Easy the Block Captain. And then
who, the bootleg Papoose?
The bootleg
Papoose. Yeah. Okay.
You ain't the captain. Come on, man. So anyway, the dude, Easy the Block Captain, ended up getting knocked out by Pat. Pat ended up finding him. You know what I'm saying? Pat was trying to, you know what I'm saying, let the situation go, but dude gave Pat a handshake knowing that he was sleeping with his wife. You know what I mean? How grimy is that?
So yeah, Pat, so he got what he deserved.
He got what he deserved. Pat caught him lacking in the back waiting room in one of his battles, caught him lacking. You know what I'm saying? He came up to Pat and tried to talk to Pat. Pat hit him with that 1-2 combo. Said, yo, knocked him out, walked out the room, told Jack Boy Maine, the other battle rapper, yo, this is what I do. I knock niggas out. This is what I do. That's what Pat did. You know what I mean? And then Remy got mad because he knocked her new boyfriend out.
But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, right? He lucky he only got knocked out. I know so many dudes in the penitentiary that's in there for killing their baby moms, baby father, or their girlfriend's baby father, or the nigga they was cheating on them with. Dudes get killed for shit like that. Because men got emotions and we don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? How you say, with our emotion, we don't know how to express our emotions, so we get deep in feelings and the anger and the rage, and we wind up killing something behind that.
That's a fact. And then talk about this, Bill. Talk about how when you do something like that based on a relationship that went wrong, or your infidelity and things of that nature, speak about how you could get less time because of the fact that they have something called crime of passion.
The crime of passion. I'm not going to really, I'm not going to promote it, but it was cases where individual killed the girl and the dude, and got he was just like an insanity plea, and he got under 20 years for it because it was a crime of passion, and there was an emotion. They know about this emotion,
Right.
As long as it wasn't premeditated and planned upon, if he just happened to have a gun or a knife on him, and he seen them together, he wake out, he killed both of them.
Yeah.
He got the right
representation.
Representation, right? He got the right representation, and they showed that as a crime of passion. It was an impulse movement. He could get under 20 years.
Right. And we're not suggesting to anybody that's been hurt or scorned by a female or vice versa for you to go out and do that. But we talking about right now, we not talking about females being scorned. We talking about men being scorned, because this is what happened to Pat. So what Bill is saying is Pat could have easily, instead of knocking Easy the Block Captain out, he could have easily caught him lacking in the back and put his lights out for real. You know what I mean? Where they don't come back on. So we're going to talk about that.
But Pat, he would have did that. He still, even though he might not got a life sentence, he still would have lost a lot. His kids would have still suffered.
Right.
You know, so you got to be mindful. You got to have good people around you to coach you not to do some crazy shit like that. If you want, it's prevention. You know, it's too many females out there, and there's also too many males out there.
And not only that, I just want to say this too. To all of the men that's going through situations where their woman is cheating on them, you're not alone. If that could happen to Pat, right? And Pat was a good dude. He was holding her down when she was locked up. He was a good father, good husband, doing everything he could do. And if that could happen to him, it could happen to anybody. So just because you get cheated on and things like that as a man, don't look at it like something you did wrong or something like that, or, you know, something that you don't have, or do something stupid like crash out and hurt somebody or hurt yourself. Because, you know what I'm saying, this happens to everybody, man. This happens to people that you would never think it happened
Look at this. They always say say the situation with Jay-Z and Beyonce sits in the elevator. They say she flipped on Jay-Z because he was cheating on Beyonce.
Right.
Who the hell, if I had a Beyonce, you think I'm cheating on her?
Hell
Would
no.
you cheat if you had a Beyonce?
No.
So it happens to the best, the prettiest and flyest, you know what I'm saying? It should be Beyonce cheating on Hov.
Halle Berry,
you know what I'm
same
saying?
thing. Word.
It happens.
It happens, man.
But you got to be able to be, you know what I'm saying, mindful like those other people to move on, you know? And cheating is not really that's not really the nail in the coffin that ends relationships. You know, people cheat on each other all the time. You know, it's just having an understanding and who you have in your corner feeding you the poison. People make mistakes.
Yeah, people make mistakes, and you know what I'm saying? If you want to be forgiven, you should forgive. But that's one thing about betrayal that hurts deep. You know what I'm saying? To the point where, man, I saw a video of a dude break up with a girl. She was about to step on an elevator. I don't know if you ever saw this. He was giving her a hug. They had just finished breaking up, and he shot himself in the head because he broke up with his girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it make you think love is blind, and it won't make you think right. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the emotion that you need to control. That's like you killing
that's
yourself. You know, as in Islam, if you commit suicide when you go to the hellfire, you're going to repeat that over and over again through eternity. So I wouldn't suggest anybody do something like that. That's really frowned upon. But we're going to go back to Papoose because we get off the subject.
And I just want to say one more thing.
Remy Ma.
Just because somebody steps out of your life, don't mean that's the end. You're going to be good with or without that person. Sometimes the Most High might replace somebody that's bad, that might be doing something that you can't see, and got something better in line. So just because you lose something, maybe it's not a loss. It might be a gain in the long run. So we're going to get into the details, though, of the whole situation that happened with Pat and Rem.
Hold on. Before we go, just like you had something to drop, I'm going to say this, right? People are put in people's lives for a reason, for a certain amount of time. Everybody has a reason. God puts you in there, you know what I'm saying, for that reason. So now, through the growth and development, Pap and Remy was together for whatever reason they was put there, for him to help her, for her to learn, for whatever. And now it's time for them to go to the next chapter in their life.
That's a fact.
So now she was there for a reason. He was in her life for a reason. But now it's time for them to move on. They learn from their mistakes, and hope, like I said, you have to learn from your mistakes, and you learn from other people's mistakes as well. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk more about the Papoose and Remy Ma. You know what I'm saying? And some of the things he did, and some of the things she did.
Okay, we could do that. Yeah, for sure.
And the sacrifices that was also made. You know, because for him to go to the jails every day, she got to visit every day. He took her out of that cell or out of that unit every day to get a peace of mind.
Not only that, you know Pat was putting money on her books, man. You know Pat was taking care of her, making sure she eat every day and things like that. So the only reason why I bring that up now, because now that they beefing, she talking about Pap is broke. So Pap whole thing is like, I'm broke, but I wrote most of your rhymes, and I never asked you for a dime. So that's where they going back and forth now. It's getting ugly.
They picking at each other.
It's going back and forth, and the gloves is off, and you know what I'm saying? They really going back and forth. So this is we gonna start from the top though. We gonna start from the tippity top of when Remy first started doing what she was doing. And she, Remy created her own battle rap league called Chrome 23 or Chrome, something like that, Chrome. So she had her own battle league, and she had Easy the Block Captain was her main battle rap artist, almost like she was managing him. And that's why she introduced Pat to Easy the Block Captain as a worker, like as somebody that she worked with, because that's her business with the battle rap. So that's how they got introduced and everything like that. So slowly but surely through battle rap, Easy the Block Captain and Remy started doing things to give the battle rap culture a sign that they was messing with each other. They started coming to the battle rap events wearing the same outfits, doing different things like that. So through the grapevine, Pat was notified about this, like, yo, what's going on with old boy and Remy? So Pat addressed it with Remy, and Remy telling him it's nothing. So when he caught Easy the Block Captain in the backstage, he didn't know. He had an idea, but when he saw them in the back, they was actually booed up. And that's why he knocked Easy the Block Captain out. Because after he caught them booed up and everything like that. So moving forward, Pat got a new girl now. You know what I'm saying? And it's ironic because she looked just like
Remy Ma.
Remy Ma.
She's dressed up.
And Remy Ma boyfriend looked like
Papoose. So they the bootleg. You got the bootleg Remy, and you got the bootleg Papoose out there. And like this whole thing is messy, it's ugly because they represented for the blacks. That gave them the promotion that they needed. They was together, black love. They was there for one each other. You know what I'm saying? But things happen behind the scenes that we don't know.
That's a fact. But let me say this though, Bill. The fact that Papoose got Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields is an unbelievable black woman. They made a movie about her. She's a boxing phenom. She's the only woman she has undisputed in about 4 or 5 different weight classes. She has 16 different boxing world championships. She holds all the belts. She's done things that nobody has ever done in boxing. She's a phenom. And she's 10 years younger than Pat. So
hold on, you know what that means, right?
What?
Pat better not play with us. You knock his ass out.
Yeah. Usually, like if a chick come home from jail and her boyfriend mess her, you gotta worry about a chick that come home from jail, because usually she be ready to beat the shit out of the new girl. Excuse my language, but that's what they be ready to do. Especially if they're an ex-con female and you got a new girl. But you see, Remy ain't been saying nothing about Clarissa Shields.
Because Remy knows she got a shooter.
She knows.
Remy go back to jail. Remy's like, this girl gonna beat my ass, I'm a shooter. So what the hell Pat messing with? Pat messing with gangster bulls. But for real, he got, next thing you know, he gonna be with Rage. He gonna be with Baby D, He like gangsters,
Nah, but Pat is a good dude, man. And like I said, the Most High guides us. And Pat found him somebody that is a blessing to him. I mean, he's in a prime position. She got a fight coming up, matter of fact, and he's in her camp now. So
the manager too.
Yeah, so he found somebody that worked for him. So, you know what I'm saying? Now Remy has her new situation now with Easy the Block Captain now. She's taking pictures all over social media with different artists at the game, sitting courtside, and you know what I'm saying? People, she got rumor being with this person or that person, but we know her to be with Easy the Block Captain. Yeah. They booed up.
She came home from the day she stepped out the door, she came home on some Hollywood shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like she was better, like she was that. Yeah, her confidence was up, but like, yo, come on. You forget like the small people, the people that was there for you, and you just moving on with your life. You can't just move on with your life where you had people in your life and forget about them. This is what I'm doing. This is the next time. I'm with this person. You married. You're married. You just can't do that.
And let's not forget about when Remy and when Pap and Fat Joe was beefing, and then Remy was Remy and Fat Joe is really cool. So that was just an ironic situation I just thought about. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Remy, that was a messy situation, Remy.
It's
I ain't,
still
I ain't trying
messy.
to I ain't trying to judge you for that, but you know that was messy or whatever the case may be. You dragged that man through the mud, through social media, and then you know Pap ain't want to address it live. You could tell he wasn't even comfortable when he did it on live, when he addressed the whole situation and broke everything down. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Pat, man. Keep your head up, bro. Keep doing your thing. You know what I mean? Shout out to Rem too. You know what I mean? Keep doing your thing. But you know what I'm saying? As far as the culture is concerned now, it through the culture, as far as our culture, you guys was looked up to. Y'all was the representation of black love. So now that this whole situation happened, it's just showing what's going on in the culture now, especially with females, as far as females trying to act like guys and guys acting like females. Like, that's what's going on right now.
Yeah, and it's like, why are you putting your business out there like that? You putting
Yeah.
his business, he's putting your business. We grown. It's like, yo, the kids is watching this.
Word.
You know, y'all was something to look up to. Now it's like, yo, damn, that's what it's gonna be. If I get married, that's how it's gonna turn out.
Word. It's like, I don't even want to get
taking the
married no
hope.
more.
You're taking the hope out of our people. It's like, yeah, you're just too messy with this. Y'all could do better.
Word.
Do better for the people. Put your emotions, your feelings behind you, and just represent for the people. Stop bashing each other. You know, stabbing each other in the back. Putting your business, his faults, my faults. Stop putting all that out there, because that's not cool for the people, for the movement.
It's not.
You know,
it's not.
The kids look up to you. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have these little girls, you know, feeling they don't need a black man, or feeling they can just move on.
Yeah.
You know, y'all didn't even try to fight and make it right. It's just y'all just at each other's necks, at each other's throats from the jump.
Y'all could have did all of that behind them,
and seeing if
you
y'all could have worked it out. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
But it was just the tick for tack, the going back and forth. That's ugly. And it's like, yo, what are you trying to promote? Y'all gonna get back together, and you trying to drop an album, he trying to drop an album, so you need the spark, you need the publicity. I mean, you know, just so y'all could get. So now your relationship is based on money. What are you trying to do? Because right now, what you're doing is not looking right. It's not a good look. You know what I'm saying? For the people, for the culture. You know?
Yeah.
Y'all done took 2 steps forward, and now you're taking 20 steps back.
That's a fact.
That shit, come on,
now
man.
You got marriage and all of that. Look, it's frowned upon now. Nobody want to get married no more. After that stuff that happened with Pat, and all the dudes looking at it like, man, I ain't trying to be like that. Man, I ain't trying to hold no chick down and then she cheat on me. Or I ain't trying to be like Amon Shumpert, get married to a girl, then when we divorce, she take all my money and everything like that. Nobody wants that. So it's being frowned upon as far as women in our culture. And then it's being frowned upon as far as men in our culture. Because the women looking at it like, I don't want to be tied down to one guy. I could go out and get attention from millionaires and billionaires or whatever the case. Different days, I might have a different situation. And the guys is looking at it like, I don't want to be married, because if I mess around, I'll lose everything.
But it goes back, these females going to do that. They're going to be like Lisa Ray. Lisa Ray had the best men, had money and all that. Now, she's out there single. Nobody want her. She's fucking 60, 50-some years old. Nobody want that. You don't got mileage on you. Nobody want that. You're going to be a cougar. You're going to have to pay for something. Yeah. You know, nobody's going to really settle down with you, no matter how bad you was back then. And then it's like, yo, you marry a dude, he loses when he married a female, and she leave him like Iman Shepherd. He lost so much.
Word. And what happened to older females setting an example for the younger females? You got the older females trying to do things that the younger females is doing. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, y'all go through menopause and everything as you get older. So you getting older and you trying to go out, you trying to do things, you trying to keep up with your young girlfriends, y'all want to have kids and everything like that. Yo, time is ticking. And it's not just ticking for men, it's ticking for women too. You have a biological clock that's going on. Most women do not have kids over a certain age. You know what I'm saying? You guys are blessed with a certain amount of eggs for the rest of your life. There's nothing you can eat to make you increase your eggs. You're blessed with a certain amount of eggs. Once you get those eggs and they run out, that's it. So you're on a timetable too. So all of you women that's moving like you're young when you're really older, you know what I'm saying, you really need to check yourself, man, because, you know what I'm saying, that's not what it is. Set an example for these young women that's growing up so that they know what to do when they get older. There's nothing wrong with love. There's nothing wrong. Love is God. God is love, right? And being loved and loving somebody and being loyal to somebody is real. So if you out there, you cheating and you doing all of this, you fake. You're not real.
You're making a culture not just look bad, but this is affecting the culture as the kids growing up. It's affecting the men, it's affecting the women. You know, how we going to get ahead as a people when we got all this going on and it's being publicized?
That's a fact.
You know, we supposed to break the chain.
Word. Break the cycle, man.
You know what I'm saying? We talk about generational wealth all the time. How we gonna have generational wealth when we can't stick together? We can't work together, and we don't even want to be around one another. It's just hate.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you a quick story, Bill. I used to know this cat named Bootsy when I was younger, right? You know, I grew up in foster care and stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying? This is an OG on my block. And he had a girlfriend named Clem. Clem was a little bit younger. Clem was probably like 10 years younger. But man, when I tell you they did everything together, they did everything. And Bootsy was an old school cat, white hair, but you could tell he used to do his thing back in the days. They used to be with each other. So they used to bring me to the crib because they used to always cook. So they used to see me outside. I used to be outside young, hustling. Used to bring me in the crib, cook. Make a long story short, Bootsy ended up dying. Yo, they was so close that as soon as Bootsy died, a year later, Clem died. Because she was so close to him.
Yeah, they had some on social media like that. They had a couple that was together for 80 years. Right? They was together for 80 years, or there was something crazy like that. They was together for so long that the husband got sick. Right? And he got put in the hospital, and the wife was going every day to the hospital, and she wound up getting sick.
Damn.
They knew they couldn't keep them apart, so they made a room, and they put them together, both of them together in a room, and they died 10 hours apart from each other. But they've been together for 80 years. You know, so that's what I was thinking. When you see Papoose and Remy Ma, you thinking that's how their story was going to end up.
Word.
You know, representing for the people, for the youth, giving us hope, giving the youth hope. You know, and we need this.
Yeah.
It's we've been mad at the world and at each other as blacks. We've been mad, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when you see that bomb, you know, we looked at, damn, that that's love. I'm feeling that he was there for her. They gonna be there to death do them apart. You know, but it didn't turn out like that. And being that it didn't turn out like that, you still don't have to be so goddamn messy.
Messy, word.
Because it's affecting people.
Like, dang, like, what about the respect and all that? I know y'all ain't get the happy ending that y'all wanted, but at the end of the day, like Bill said, y'all got kids out there and all of that. They gotta go to school. They gotta deal with all of this stuff they hearing in the social media and everything like that. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Things happen. You know what I'm saying?
No, things don't happen. You know what I'm saying? Things can be prevented. Now you got, like you said, you got teenage kids, and once they start running around and start talking about, oh, your mother is a hoe. She went from one man to another man and blah 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 and whatever Papoose said. Now these kids is fighting in school. Yeah. So it's not just kids out there, it's your kids is being affected by that.
That's a fact.
You know?
And didn't her son get accused of murder or something?
I'm not
Remy's son went to jail for murder, probably like last year.
Something happened. It was something, I don't know, I can't remember.
So that didn't help. You know, that might have put a strain on their relationship. You never know. I mean, you never know what goes on with couples behind closed doors. So we're not really here to judge either one of them. But at the end of the day, like Bill said, you know what I mean? It's a way to do things. You know what I mean? Y'all could have easily did that behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
And swept everything under the rug. And either you're going to be together or you're not. But you should have swept it under the rug and put it behind you without everybody in your business.
Yeah.
And just they did, social media is
chewing this up.
Yeah. And they're making us look bad as a people.
Word.
You know, Remy, you could have did better. Papoose, I don't know what you did, you know, because you never know. The other side, Papoose, could have been while she was locked up. He could have been doing this thing, but I'm gonna do this. But I'm gonna do my thing. His man, so nobody really know the full story.
Yeah.
She don't know everything he did while she was gone.
That's
you
true.
Know, you don't know this, but he wasn't as messy as she was, because He could have been doing foul stuff, cheating on her, but it wasn't publicized at the time.
Yeah.
But she's like, yo, F that. I'm gonna start doing my thing. He doing his thing. But she got exposed first.
Mm.
You know, but nobody knows what's really, you know what I'm saying, going on, what really happened.
Yeah.
But the way they going, we gonna find out.
Yeah.
Because they got everybody in the business. This is like a Love of Hip Hop episode.
Word.
You know?
Yeah.
Love of Hip Hop, and it's like everything is being put out there.
Mm-hmm.
Which I say is not cool.
Nah.
But if they want to live life like that, because I think it's a game, because every time I see it posted up, it looked like the same person is interviewing Papoose, the same person interviewing Remy Ma, the same person. So it's like, yo, is this a game?
Yeah.
Is this a publicity stunt? Is this really? But this type of publicity stunt, if that's what the case is, you know what I'm saying, you still affecting us as a people.
Wow.
And who's behind that? You know, y'all might be getting some out of it, some money, they might have told you something, but you affecting the culture. You affecting us as a people if this is a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
You know, you hurting us. And that's like the devil is playing tricks on our people again.
Word. But, you know, it is what it is. And I'm going to drop a gem on y'all, man. Born alone, die alone. Remember that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be good regardless, with or without that person. Born alone, die alone. You're going to be all right.
Right is right, wrong is wrong. Know what you want, know what you got to do. And there's just going to be hurdles thrown at you all the time that you got to jump over, go around somehow, but you got to keep it going.
Word.
Can't stop moving. Can't stop, won't stop. Now, we ain't going to get on that. But yeah, man, it's like, yo, do the right thing for the people, for the culture.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't over. This is one situation, and you got other successful stories out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're always gonna hear the bad. You're never gonna hear the good. And if just this is the first time you was actually hearing the good, so it was a big thing. But it is a way. It's people out there that's making it, that's together, and that got a strong bond. So this ain't the end.
Y'all stay strong too. All y'all couples, especially everybody that's in love. You know what I'm saying? Don't let this stuff that's going on with the social media affect y'all relationship. Don't let things that you see on your Instagram and your Facebook don't bring that into your relationship and cause you to look at your girl or your wife like she, you know, or your husband or your boyfriend like, you know what I'm saying, they doing the things that you seeing on social media, you know what I'm saying? Because that could cause all kind of arguments. Social media done took people's lives, let alone destroy relationships.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
don't give up on the first fight. At the difficulty comes ease. So after the struggle, things will get better. Things will work itself out. So don't just count your partner out. Word. You know, just to start over new, and come to find out when you start over new, you're going to go through the same thing you went on. So you're like, I might as well just stay with my wife, my girlfriend. I might as well stay with her. I'm going through the same thing.
Like, word. That's a fact, though.
So you don't give up, you know? Don't give up. Look for the better days. And if you got to walk away, take a break, you know, sometimes you need that. Don't go walk away and go have sex with somebody else.
Word.
Don't just walk. Get your thoughts together, you know?
Yeah.
But like I said, life is a struggle. At the difficulty comes ease, and we all blessed.
That's a fact.
We all blessed. There's always going to be a challenge. That's how life and that's how the cards is dealt. But Allah always tell you He's not going to put a burden on you, you know, that we can't handle.
Word. That's a fact.
We ain't no quitters around here. Things might not happen as you want it to happen on that timely manner, but it will happen. And remember, just because our plan didn't go through, didn't happen with our other half, our significant other, you know, it was a plan. Allah, God had that plan for us for that to happen at that particular time. Yep. So don't get upset. He
saw things that we couldn't see.
Yeah.
So
don't think your plan is better than His plan, because He's the best of planners.
His understanding is way more deeper than ours.
He might have took that person away to help somebody else that needed more help than you did. Like I said, people was putting people's lives for a reason.
Different reasons, that's a fact.
So, you know, on that note, the black love your brothers, love your sisters, love your significant others. You know, take the hate out your heart, get the hate out your heart, and just be like, you know what, that's what you want. I move on. I'm moving on, and leave it like that.
That's a fact. You know what I mean? You in a relationship, give your partner a hug out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Just grab her, give her a hug, and just hold her. Don't even let her go. She might try to hug you, make it quick. Hold her. You know what I'm saying? You never know. She might need that hug. She might break down in your arms. You never know.
Yeah.
So,
on that note, stay strong, stay up, and peace to all my black love, my black love followers. And like, yo, it's not over.
Peace and love.
A hug could take a female and a male a long way. That's all they may need sometimes.
Word.
Peace.
Stay up, y'all.